Nobody on the road, nobody on the beach. Feel it in the air, the summer's out of reach. Empty lake, empty streets, the sun goes down. Driving by your house, though I know you're not home. I can see you, brown skin shining in the sun. You got your hair pulled back, sunglasses on, baby. I can tell you my love for you will still be strong after the boys of Sunset Road. Never will forget those nights. I wonder if it was a dream. Remember how you made me crazy. Remember how I made you scream. Now I don't understand what happened to all of.
Well, girl, I'm gonna get you back. I'm gonna show you what I'm made of. And I can feel you. Yeah. Your brown skin shattered in the sun. I see you walking real slow with your sunglasses on, baby. Yeah, I tell you. Now I can feel you, my love for you is still grows strong. I mean, that Don Henley, boy. I should have quit while I was ahead. Unreal. I opened this up before I got with you today. My beloved folks, but this is another bottle of Red Truck. This is Red Truck Cabernet Sauvignon, as you'll remember last time. And the same kick-ass screw-off real cork. Love it. But if you'll remember last time, we went with Merlot, with Red Truck Merlot. Boy, that was good too, let me tell you what. Once again, this at my local market, which is out in the middle of nowhere, was $9, 8 something, 9 with tax. And considering, that I'm out in the middle of nowhere, pretty good price. Probably a $6 bottle of wine most places. Well, I'm not going to be here for real long. I'm actually going to try to play a song at the end here that I just reworked. So hail and heil, my good friends. Good to see you. Patrice, you're the only one that's made. Oh, good to see you, Jensen Quinn. Hail and heil. Long life, long days and pleasant nights. But this glass, my friends, is to the Brexit. Watching this stuff, I surely hope that it doesn't go on forever and ever. I believe that the British people can find their way out of the trap that's been laid for them, that they fell into. But I mean, and they're not alone. I'm not saying that we fell into a trap and, oh, look at Britain, they're so dumb. No, a lot of people have fallen into it. Now you have countries like Hungary saying, well, do what you want, but we're not falling into it. We will not be made fools of, as Angela Merkel has been made a fool of. We will not be cucked out, as the French Prime Minister, wow, the flaw is slipping my mind, as he was cucked. I mean, a picture with these two. It's all going to hell. I mean, look carefully at Germany, folks. Look carefully at Germany. Look carefully at Sweden. Look carefully at France. Observe the no-go zones. Well, I'm here to back up a friend of mine. MCJK, listen to this rant. No, I'm not going to beat the Britisher up. That's not what this is about. It's not clickbait either. The Brit is a stick up the ass. I am righteous. He once told me that that he was so honest, everybody insisted on him being the line judge, even if he was on the opposite team while they played soccer. I call bullshit on that. He wanted to believe that, but that's just not the way it is for anyone. And so I would, and look, without going any deeper than that, I know the guy a little better than most people do. So I'm just going to tell you what I do know. There are two types of people in the world. Let me rephrase that. There are many types of people in the world, but I'm going to break them up into two categories right now. There are the type of people who are quick to say they're sorry and admit a fault in themselves. And then there are the type of people that when they find fault in themselves, they seek to hide it at all costs and lay blame elsewhere. The second category is the one that the Britisher falls into. I say that with a heavy heart, but it's true. You know, there's other folks. I'm not going to mention any specific names, but there's one person in particular that was around right with me, right hand to me when some things went down. It was like, wow. It went from the Britisher attacked me. And it went from an obvious attack on me when he was confronted by this, never wanted to have anything to do with me again. First time I ever, and he'd pulled stuff like this before, but the first time he ever pulled anything like this on air, and I was like, wait a second. And I was like, so what I'm saying is that this type of person hides what they do. They hide who they are. They try to project themselves as someone that can be trusted, someone that can be believed, someone that is unbiased. Listen, let me tell you something. When someone tells you they're unbiased, they are the vilest of disingenuous liars. They're the most horrible, the most disgusting hypocrites on earth. I don't really want to go there because I don't want to be a hypocrite. I don't want to be a vile worm. But when you formulate an opinion, Trump is bad, Kavanaugh's bad, I don't like Kavanaugh, and then you latch on to unsubstantiated evidence. When you say things in your mind, like, for example, I don't believe the New World Order exists, and all of this idea of a cabal and the central bank and all that is just insane. And if you believe it, you're insane too, a la the Britisher, uninformed, uneducated, had no idea what he's talking about. Somebody could say, well, Britisher, what do you think about Jekyll Island? He'd go, whatever do you mean? Ogre! Jekyll Island? Certainly, sir. Never heard of such a place. And it's because he's an uneducated moron. And I mean that in many ways when it pertains to the Britisher. He's uneducated and he's a moron. And no, look, an autodidact is always to be admired. So I'm not going to backpedal too much, but I will say that the Britisher's autodidact, self-taught, if you will. And, there's a lot to be admired about that. He's not a completely boneheaded moron, but moron nonetheless. You don't have to be completely boneheaded to be classified as such. You just have to be one. Am I a moron? I don't know. I'm asking myself this because one doesn't want to be a hypocrite, but I would say no. I would say crazy, impulsive. Yeah. There's a few other adjectives that would describe this noun, but I would submit that moron's not one of them. I really would. Clown. Anyway, I'm not going to go on. So when I saw this MCJK's rant just a few days ago, I thought, it's amazing to me that if you talk with a cultured accent and you bring news to people under the guise of impartiality that pretty soon people assume that you're eloquent and that you're well-spoken, when in all reality, Lord Quinn can enunciate just as well as the stuffed shirt that I am speaking of now. It really, you know, it's got, so if you're eloquent, suddenly, because I hear, let me give you an example. This Brett Kavanaugh shit, and then there's this, and I'm not even gonna remember her name because she's very unremarkable. There's a senator that stepped up and she gave a speech. She's lisping, and her words are not very well put together, in my opinion. But the gist of it was, I'm not going to vote against Brett Kavanaugh because there's no evidence he did anything wrong, and because there's no evidence, I'm not going to crucify the guy and stop him from taking his place that he's been nominated for. Everybody's like, well, it's not his place. He's not entitled to it. I disagree. When the president of the United States, in absentia of a Supreme Court justice, nominates you as a Supreme Court justice, you are then entitled to said seat. Well, that's why all the shitstorm. That's why the craziness is, because Brett at that point was entitled to the seat, and there were people that didn't want him to have it. So what do? You call it apple and orange and apple. You say, oh, Brett shouldn't be there because, and I say that now, Justice Kavanaugh shouldn't be there because we disagree with him. Blinkered is an apt descriptor like that. Thank you very much, Lord. Loafer Sheffield. So look, I'm not going to beat anybody up all day either. Do I disagree with most of what the Britisher says? Yes, I always have. That's why at one time we were good friends until I began to voice my disagreements. It only took 2 voicing of my disagreements to the Britisher, and he was out. Why? I would submit now because he's a coward. He's the kind of coward that apparently is so self-conscious he can't eat in front of people. I mean, this is the kind of coward that is borderline. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to go too far, like I said before, but this is the kind of coward that is so self-conscious that they write and rewrite shit that I think and in my mind, I believe what was happening was I did a lot of live streams back then, and expecting him to come on live streams, I probably should have been more, more sensitive at the time than I was. And I probably should have realized that public speaking and being in public 3 times a week is really hard on this guy. I didn't really know. But that said, this is the person that we're talking about. It takes time to think about. I recommend you go watch last week's The Week That Was. You'll understand where I'm coming from. You'll understand where MCJK was coming from. What's up, Zero Cool? Good to see you, Cap Zero. Good to see you. Loafer Sheffield, I think I already mentioned you. Of course, Lord Quinn, good to see you. Patrice, wonderful, wonderful. Looks like a slow day today, folks. I'm going to go on for a while. I'm going to play another tune, go on for a little bit, and drink a little wine. I'm going to ramble. I'm going to have a conscious stream of thought, ramble for you all. Excuse me. I hope you enjoy it. But I think at this point I am done talking about the Britisher because I could go on and on. And the more I would go on with it, the more it would seem vitriolic, and it would seem, it would seem like what it's not. I'm going to point out that he is a useful idiot. The Britisher's a useful idiot. I mean, did anyone see the video that he made on white culture? Man, it was beautiful. It was beautiful. It's very creative. He makes little gingerbread houses. And I mean, the guy is amazing. He's an excellent comedian when he's writing scripts, when he wants to be. He's very funny. And I miss him deeply. Whatever our differences is, sometimes I wonder why we couldn't talk about him. But as he told me very recently, he has no desire to talk about any differences. He just wants to feel right. He just wants to feel like he is right and everyone else is wrong. If someone would come around that would challenge that rightness, then he's out. And that's cool. No, it's not cool, but and I can't understand. I wish I could. I'm pretty open to a lot of things. Open to criticism, open to ridicule, proving myself to be that. Man, I was the genesis of the kumite. I was the first kumite. I had like 4 people cussing me out, muting me. I had to keep constantly unmuting myself and and I don't care who you are. If you're dealing with 4 people that I don't care if they know you're not, but they didn't know me, talking, just saying horrible things to me constantly and trying to bam, boom, well, fuck you too. Well, fuck your mother. Your mother's a whore. After, I think I was there for a little over 2 hours. After that, it's like, man, it gets a little, and you want to split. So there's I submit that for myself. For MCJK, again, because MCJK was a reason I kept thinking about this. Kept thinking, why is the Britisher such a cunt? Why is he such a dipshit? Why does he portray himself to be so intelligent, but is so absolutely against the pursuit of knowledge? And I realized it. Well, that's what makes MCJK a true genius. It really is. It's what makes him a guy that creates machines that save lives, people. He makes the shit that cuts cancer out of your ass. That's what MCJK does. What does a Britisher do? I don't know. Sits on his ass and hopes that people give him money for writing scripts that he would write anyway. And what else? There's other shit going on. There's a fucking hurricane battering the coast, the panhandle right now of Florida, Panama City, Florida. Unreal. The 3rd worst hurricane that's recorded hitting the shores of the United States of America in history. Hit the coast with 157 mile an hour winds. I believe it's bigger than Hugo. I mean, this is just a monster that is tearing shit up. And, I wonder right now in my heart, is this going to be something that they just simply use against Trump? I mean, they already said it was like, the cunt that plays the lady on the Hunger Games. What's her fucking name? Nice pussy on her, though. She did put the pictures out, and I've seen it. Nice little pussy on her. Nice one. Just saying, it's a nice little poontanger. But that cunt, she was like, Donald Trump caused the hurricanes because he doesn't believe in global warming. If you deny global warming, you are the cause of hurricanes. You got to be kidding me, man. So much is tearing up, man, up in the pits. And look, to be fair, I'm a Christian. Most people know I'm a Messianic Jew. I believe in Jesus, and I'm a Christian for short definition. But boy, when these hurricanes hit and you get these TV preachers, what they are, they can always say, well, this hurricane that tore the shit out of all these, and usually trailer parks that destroyed these poor people's homes and killed thousands of poor folks that couldn't afford a concrete structured home. It's the will of God because of homosexuality. God willed it because of the decadence of the nation. And I say the same thing to me, those people are the Britisher. The Britisher and TV preachers are the same. They're on opposite sides, all right, mind you, but they're the same, as in you cannot speak to them. You can't change their mind, and they believe with all their heart, with total faith, that they are unerring in their judgment and in their beliefs. And if you err in your judgment, you're bound for some kind of hell. I mean, it's insane when you stop to think about it. It really is. I hear it's, the questions asked all the time. Well, if there was a God, would he allow certain? Well, I don't know what he would allow. But if there is a God, He doesn't send hurricanes to rip shit up because there's a gay person there. Oh, well, ogre, Sodom and Gomorrah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. All right. You know what? We're not at Sodom and Gomorrah yet, folks. When the angels got there, if you believe that mythos, if you believe that story, when the angels got to Lot's house, they banged the door and they wanted to tear the door down to get to the beautiful angels that got there to rape them instead of the children. When you get to that point, and we are not there that I know of anywhere in the world, really, that I know of anywhere, we get to that point, I don't know what God would do. But to say God destroyed all of, insert town here. Man, beware, you fools. Beware, you self-righteous. Beware, you whoremongers. Beware, you warmongers. Beware, because the righteous wrath of God will find you in his hand. His arm is not shortened that he can't reach out to you, you warmongering, pseudo-Christian, Bible-thumping Jesus shouters. One day you'll have to meet the man in whose name you've made your millions. And may God have mercy on your souls that day. May God find the plumbless depths of mercy that will save the fools that stand in the face of this hurricane today. Will that mercy shine on you the day that the righteous right hand of the Lord finds you in the hole you live in? I'm sorry, folks, but as a preacher for years, that struggled when I did it. Man, let me tell you, if I had a nickel for every time an old lady offered me a $20 bill for coming by the house to talk to Junior, I'd be rich. Imagine if I'd have took all the 20s and 50s and hundreds, and here's $1,000. I don't care what you do with it. Never took a dime. Never. Not because I wasn't a healer. I'd go by and talk to their son or daughter. I would go to school and plead on behalf of their child that they wouldn't be expelled or suspended. I would go to court and plead on behalf of humanity that little Junior wouldn't go to prison for life because of one bad decision. I'm not ashamed of those things. I would be more ashamed if I was like the Britisher. I would be more ashamed if I was, with all respect, like MCJK. I'm piping up now, but I mean, I don't want to tear anyone down. But MCJK is a fanatic also. I love the man. I love both of these men with all of my heart. But MCJK is a fanatic too. And if we allow fanaticism into our heart, if we look, I raise my own vegetables. I just ate some sauerkraut. I went to the store and got some ground beef. And where I go, they get grass-fed beef from Central Michigan. It's very expensive to get ground beef. And what I mean by expensive is $8.99 a pound. It's about twice as much as ground beef it's not like this. And look, and here I am, being that fanatic, being that preacher that I just told you about. Here I am saying I hate hypocrisy and being a hypocrite. We are all humanity. We are all the same. And if I pretend to be different, I'm a fool. I am the delusional one. I am Narcissus staring into the pool till I fall in and drowned. Could we be as critical to ourselves as we are to other people we don't know? Is it possible that we would look inwardly with the same scope that we use to look outwardly? Maybe not the same. I guess you need a telescope to look out and a microscope to look in. Is it possible that through magic, by conjuring, my voice would make any difference in the world? Is it possible that through the same magical conjuring that the Britisher could make some changes? Yes. MCJK, absolutely. You, yes, friends, yes. Today, an old friend of mine blocked me on Twitter. 2 years I've known this young lady, and we've talked in public and in private about many, many things. But after insisting that Brett Kavanaugh is innocent until proven guilty, and that I see absolutely no reason, not from any of his actions, not from anything, any evidence, wrong to believe that he's anything other than innocent. Well, I guess that was it. That was the straw that broke the back. Let me get a proper ripper here, folks. I'll clear out the coffees. Oh, it's so good. Today I couldn't choose what to smoke, so I mixed a headband. Excuse me. I mixed the headband and the bump kush. And boy, I better stick to the little puffs because that big old toker. Now, one more big toke. Hang on. Me, ma, mo, moo. All right, here we go, congregation. All right, I'm gonna deal with that one. Okay.
Listen while I tell the hard love story about a man named Jack McDuff. He believed in the God and the glory, but it just wasn't tough enough. I believe in the freedom song, long live liberty. I believe in the freedom song, and I'll choose my own destiny. Well, they took him and they beat him underneath that old hanging tree, saying, Jack, you must die. What will your last words be? And Jackie hung his head back. Long live liberty. I believe in the freedom song. Doesn't matter what you do to me.
More than anything, folks, I believe in the freedom song. More than I care for the next breath I take. More than I care about my own feelings of righteousness and morality, I care about the freedom song. And I tell you what, long
with a rope around his neck, they left him hanging high from that old hanging tree. On her knees, his wife was screaming, Lord have mercy, Lord have mercy. I believe in the freedom song, long live the liberty. I believe in that freedom song. Doesn't matter what you do,
Oh, this isn't a fun drive or anything like that, but I want everybody to remember as I'm listening to these wonderful last notes, just dwindle out on this. One of the greatest tunes ever written by one of the greatest patriots that ever lived. So remember Count Dankula's deadline to pay his fines coming up here pretty soon. If you care to, swing by and let Dank know that you support him. You could do it with $1, but I won't even lie right now. For most of us, he's got more money than we do. So, you know, however you can support him, folks, however you can support him. For some of us, it may be another $1. For some of us, it may be swinging by and saying, Dank, we know the time is rapidly approaching. And we implore you that if you can find it deep down in the warrior spirit that is yours, if you can find it, to hang on and to say, no, I'm not paying a fine for a non-crime. I will not be bullied. I will not be manipulated. I will not be forced to do something because you say there is something wrong with what I do and what I say and what I represent and who I am. Your families may rot in the ash heap of history, but I stand with Count Dankula saying this moment we will not give one iota. We stand up and say no. I'm a Jew and I say no. Dank did nothing wrong. It goes deeper than that. Dank did something right. After cracking a joke and putting it up where people could see it. Yeah, I guess that, if anything, no, that was his crime. Sorry, folks. I'm telling you, I took some rippers. I know it's a doobie, but boy, some good shit. Michigan, man. Outdoor weed in Michigan is so fucking good. I'm going to be honest. Before I go on about Dank, can I tell you something? If you care for me, I'm going to take a sip of wine and catch my breath while I'm doing that. You want to hear more about Dank right now without a break? Tell me. You want me to tell you a little bit about Michigan in outdoor grown? Press 2. And so, look. Hi, Joe. Hello, Joe. How are you doing, Franklin? It is good to see you, Marcus. Just a little, I'm sorry, some voice practice. Me, ma, mo, moo. I see 2 for 2. So I'm going to stick with that now. If you didn't get a chance to vote, sorry. If you draw a line, get your bullshit globular Earth turned to flat Earth maps out and follow the parallel from Humboldt and Mendocino counties around the globe. Follow that around the globe. You'll notice that Napa Valley, Mendocino County, all up there in Northern California and Central California is on the same wine growing regions as France. Something about the soil in France isn't conducive to what I'm going to start talking about now, though. Along that line, you will notice that where I am sitting right now is right across from Humboldt County, California. And we have righteous, dark dirt here. I mean, righteous, straight from God's hand, organic black earth in this area. So this is what you have to do. I'm going to tell you all the secret. And it's going to be, hopefully we vote on it the 6th of next month, folks. Hopefully marijuana will be legal here and you'll be able to get a permit to grow a certain amount on your property next year. You can do that now, but you have to have the medical permit. So I'm going to tell you the secret. This is the $10,000 secret to growing outdoor marijuana in Michigan. And right here, Central Michigan. Get a clone, put a seed in the ground, either get a feminized seed or grow it tall enough as a clone in your house to know that it's a female. Dig a hole in the ground 1 cubic meter, 3 foot by 3 foot by 3 foot, 1 cubic meter. Dig that out of there. Fill that with Sunshine Mix #2 or Pro Mix or any kind of inert soilless medium. And you can rewatch this if you have. I'm not going to say these things 50 times. Inert soilless medium. In that inert soilless medium, add about 4 pounds of your choice of organic fertilizer. I recommend chicken manure. Use whatever you want. Use, cow, sheep, chicken, horse. Mix that up real good. You should have made these things in early spring while you're starting your clone, by the way. The holes, the cubic square meter with the inert soilless mix, pro mix, sunshine mix, something like that, with the 4 pounds of organic fertilizer. That should have all been mixed up and left there with a tarp over it, early spring, soon as you can, as soon as the ground's thawed wherever in central Michigan. As soon as you can plant the clone in there. Now, here's the important thing. Don't look at it. Don't touch it. Don't top it. Don't low stress train it. Don't super crop it. Don't touch it. Don't look at it. For God's sake, don't go near it. The only reason you go near that plant in the whole, from this time now, which should be around, you should be planting your, 12-inch clone knowing that it's a female, June 1st. So no, October 1st or somewhere around there, you should be the first time you really take a good look at it. You should be chopping it down. So there you go. That was number 2. I fulfilled number 2. What I'm trying to tell you is marijuana in central Michigan, just like, because people smoke pot from the same place in California. They're smoking this fucking Mendocino weed. They're like, ooh, fucking Mendocino weed so good, man. What's you do? Well, what it is they got the same amount of cloudy days and sunny days as we got here. Same amount of rain, 3, sometimes 4 days a week it rains. Same amount of humidity. 74 to 80% humidity, same kind of temperature, 70 to 80 degree temperature, same everything. And what that means is, if you live in central Michigan or in central northern California, this is the perfect conditions to grow cannabis. That we could grow enough cannabis in these 2 areas, central Michigan, northern California, to supply all the cannabis needs of the United States of America. I mean it too. I'm not kidding. Every man, woman, and child. And yes, I mean it that way. Oh, you said child, Ogre. You said children. Shit, I got to be careful because they could take my channel down. No, children shouldn't do anything like that. I really do. I just realized I'm censoring myself because a really great person, High Impact Flicks, taken down because of one of their sponsors. So even though for some sorts of epilepsy, for children that it can't stop, that there's certain kinds of cannabinoid extracts that work wonderful miracles on these kids. I can't condone it. Even though there are people that have and just keep hiccuping and hiccuping and hiccuping and hiccuping, and they're not faking it. The one kid I saw, he looked like a bodybuilder down here because his stomach muscles, and it was so tight from just hiccuping and hiccuping and hiccuping nonstop. And there's a wonderful plant. It just grows out of it. And it's not, look, I'm not going to, oh, look, you almost hear the music. Do, 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 do. Like sad shit because I'm, whatever. It's not the only one. I mean, how many people around the world take Vicodin, Oxycontin, oxycodone, hydrocodone, Percocet, Percodan? How many? I could go on and on, by the way. I could make that so boring. There's dozens and dozens of opioid drugs. When we have a plant that grows out of the ground, it's called a poppy. Apparently, if you scar the poppy pod at a certain time of the year, it bleeds a sap that Roman soldiers would not march unless they got their daily regimen of said sap from the poppy. A lot of the times, it's so funny to me that we know this is a fact. In the rainforest, if you get poisoned by something, there is a 90, I believe it's higher than this, but I don't want to overstate. There's a 90% chance that within 50 yards of you is the cure to that thing. And I think the things that don't go with is if you get bit by a poisonous spider or a poisonous snake. Okay, those things are not right there. If you want to be real technical, they are, because the venom is made into antivenom, but I don't want to get that technical. In the jungle, if you eat something that's going to kill you, chances are very close to where you found that thing, the thing that will save you is there. Isn't it funny how in all of these discussions we have, and I'll bring them up periodically, but I'm not going to hound on either one, be it the Britisher, MCJK, myself, isn't it funny that in all these discussions, the poison and the preventative is there? The poison and the preclusive, should I say, not preventative, the poison and the antidote is there. One has to look for it. It's been a hell of a week. This is the last bit of wine I'm going to have with you folks today. I don't want to get so drunk that I, feel poorly tomorrow. I had a 6-pack of Heineken earlier while I was working. Trying to, it's getting to be fall. So I've got to get my yard ready. I've got to get it ready for winter. That means I cut the grass really high, like on number 5 on my mower. Really high. I mean, the grass is about 6 inches deep at least. Probably 7. And I want that cushion there. If I scalp it, it'd be so close to the ground, there ain't no nutrients for it to fall back on. The roots get dry and it just die. I want my grass to look good. What is it so fucking weird about Americans, man? It's just white men, man. Daggone, I tell you what, you go to downtown Lansing in the black neighborhood, and I'm talking about the black neighborhood where, you can get fucking robbed. You can buy some crack or get shot in the face. You'll have about 1 out of 10 houses will be a shit heap, just like out here, just like any other neighborhood. But most of them, daggone it, them black boys, man, and black men, they keep their yards so fucking nice. All they got is like a little patch out front and a house next to house next to house. But they'll have their patch in their driveway, and their driveway would be paved, man. Brand new paved, yard, perfect grass. They got a Coleman lawnmower, gas powered. It's only like 4 walks back and forth, and it's done. They can get electric. They can pay a landscaping company $15 a month to come and go like 2 passes with their big old industrial. Pride is dwindling. Was reading Ship of Fools, and since 1987, the testosterone percentage has dropped 1% per year. That's I can't even believe that. And he said it didn't matter. He told me that even though I'm 44, you got to go forward from 87, and you can take that. And so I'm doing it. I'm figuring I'm like 42%. And he was like, so in 87, someone that was my age would have 30. What is it? 87 to us. 30. So it's 3, and then that'd be 90, 2000, 10, 8, and 3. So it'd be 30% off. And I'm not sure where the start post is, but it is. I mean, it does bring me down to like 40%. But then that means that then 87, someone my age would have 70% testosterone or whatever parts per million. I don't know how they measure that. I'm not that kind of. I don't know biology like that. I have no idea. Oh. But you know what? I got a few people here right now. Press 1 if you do think that it's not just perception. Are we as men now, for you men and women, you can pipe up too if there's a lady listening, you're more welcome to pipe up. We want to hear from you also. But are men less manly now? Were men more manly in 1987 than they are in 2018? Oh, I unmute my phone. Can't believe that's the only one that popped there. The whole modern age, that reminds me of something. I'll probably close with this. I'm going to play a tune real quick and probably close with something else. I'll give myself an excuse to close, or excuse me, to play a song. How about I do a bong rip? Yeah, let's do a bong. RPR. What up, RPR? Damn, I got people pressing 1 and I forgot what the fuck it was for. I'm not kidding. They just, oh man, I got all these fucking ones. Oh, I know. So men are less manly. That's what people are telling me already. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people. Boom, just bam. Lucifer Alexander, thank you for your opinion. I don't know if I just are seeing you now and don't recognize you. Captain Colepile, what up, brother? Cap's coming back more and more. Men are raised to be pussies. They are, Cap, but the problem is that you have a son. I don't think you raised him to be a pussy. I would definitely not say that to your face at any rate. But he is just like what I'm telling you. He right now has less since 1987, 1% per year. What I'm telling you is I highly recommend for everyone to go get the book, Ship of Fools by Tucker Carlson. So test it. Is that what you're saying there, Meme? So, good to see you, Cap. I don't know if it's only. In fact, I'm going to disagree with you, Cap. It's not that people are raising their children to be pussies. Your son is Exhibit A. I'm going to make it so that it's be very difficult for you to argue against me, because you didn't raise him to be a pussy. We both know that you did not raise him to be a pussy. But there's a very good possibility that if this study is true, that if he was tested, his testosterone level would be less than someone of his age in 1987. And when we think about that, we got to ask ourselves, I mean, they started putting, we actually were calling our hamburgers and schools soy burgers. Soy causes men to produce more estrogen. All right, follow me now. I mean, this is Wednesday, and traditionally on my show and on Common Sense Guy's show, it is Conspiracy Theory Wednesday anyway. So you have to bear with me. They start making all these burgers out of soy. They start encouraging people to no longer eat meat, but in lieu of meat, they say, well, you should eat more soy-based plant. And then when they say textured TVP, textured vegetable protein, the vegetable that they're talking about is soy, is the vast majority of it. I know I've got like 50 pounds of it stored because it makes a great dry storage. It's a 2. Check it, check, check it, check it, check, check it, check, check. Check it, check, check it, check. Hello. Hello. There we go. It took me a second. And thanks. I mean, it's very rare that you actually, somebody gives you $5 because you're fucking up. Look, I mean, a lot of people just started leaving. They were like, oh, Ogre's just talking and there's no sound coming out of his face. I'm leaving. But that was so great of you, man. I mean, when I seen something out of the corner of my mind, or my eye, you know what it was? It was a big green thing. Like, somebody just gave me some money. Give me some shekels. I am Jewish. Like, oh, shekels. It was sound, and I could say, oh, yes, I'm talking. I don't know how long that was. I don't know how long it was just going on, and you couldn't hear me. I'm going to try to switch it back because the problem is that if I don't have voice meter going, I can't play other music. I can't play anything. And I am going to play a tune for you. It's just so I can take a pee. And here, let me do this too. Here's to Captain Coalpile. I hope that you got some more cows. If you do, if there's more calves that have been born. Last I knew there was 2, Cap. So if the boys got more live birth there on the farm, let us know. In fact, let us know if there was dead birth, if there's dead stock. I mean, it happens. If you have livestock, eventually you're going to have dead stock. So here's to the boys' farm, Cap. Long live you. Long live your family, Captain Coalpile. They've been here since the hills. They might as well stay till the hills is gone. Boy, that red truck, it really is good. It's so good I have to be careful with it. Yes, straight Sith mail. I'm gonna do a little music right now. Ain't gonna take long. This one is for Captain Coalpile. If I can, I'm gonna try to anyway. And enjoy, and I'll be right back for my final rant. Have a great night. I hope you enjoy this time we have together. Lord knows I enjoy it. I'll be showing you a bud when I come back on camera while the music plays. I'll be smoking it. It will be Bubba Kush. That will be outdoor grown in Central Michigan. Some of the best marijuana I've ever smoked in 23 years of smoking marijuana. So kick back, relax. Hopefully this will come through.
Dream with the feathers of angels stuck beneath your head. The regulator swinging as you live. Come with me and walk the longest mile. Come with me and walk the longest mile. Is his wallet leather? Is his wallet fat? For not a year later, it's got you lying on your back. You should have closed your windows and got another dog. You should have chained up all the doors and switched up all the locks. And how many times have I prayed? The angels would speed me away. Dream with the feathers of angels stuck beneath your head. The regulator swinging as you live. Dream with the feathers of angels stuck beneath your head. The regulator swinging as you live. Come with me and walk the longest mile. Come with me and walk the longest mile. Come with me and walk the longest mile. Come with me and walk the longest mile.
Oh man, I mean, if you're gonna get struck down, if you're gonna get copyright strike anyway, you might as well get it for playing a badass jam from Clutch for your bro. That's what I just did. So I guess I lied. I pour myself a shorty there. This stuff it's good, and I've got to stop now. I'm down to drink half this fucking bottle while I sat here with you folks. And I know who Charles Bukowski was. Right, Bukowski? Anybody? One of my fucking heroes, man. You know, I had a cool old man, my real old man. I mean, he sucked in a lot of ways, but I'm gonna be honest with you, he was cool in a lot of others. And I got some beta tapes. It was Bukowski, fucking LA. It's going off. I mean, he was something. He was really something. And you know, Andy Kaufman. These things had impact on me. Theater, you know. Music. You know, music is important. It really is. I want to say we do have it backwards. All right, I'm not going to be a crazy left liberal and be, you know, I'm not going to go nuts on you right now. But I'm going to say we got it. Okay, we don't have it backwards, but we have it wrong. Kindergarten teacher makes, like, you know, they make pretty good money, $45,000, $50,000. Got half the year off. Shit, got more, you know, 3 months off. But 50, 60 grand. Some more, some less. Don't get me wrong. Some of the teachers that I known, they were private teachers. I actually was a teacher's assistant for a year right here in the town that I live in at the Adventist church school here. One of the greatest years of my life too, folks. I did tell the actual teacher that was there, though, my boss, you know, the one thing that's got to suck about having your job is that the years fly by. I mean, school years go for an adult now, not for a kid. For an adult, school years fly by. It's unfucking real. I'm just trying to tune my guitar here. Been working on this tune, man. This old 90s grunge tune. I'm gonna do it for y'all before the end of the day. I've been killing it, just trying to do this tune in my own way, put the words in the cadence, get the feeling down. And then, so the ultimate task for me would be, I see there's 8 of you there right now looking back at me, you motherfuckers. There's 16 eyeballs, whether I like it or not. 16 ears, 8 brains, 8 minds and beings, more to the point. They can hear me. So I know if it sounds good. Fuck, I'm going to just try it right now before I lose my nuts. I haven't even changed the mic. I hope you can hear it all. At home, drawing pictures of mountaintops with him on top. Let me tell the sun, arms raising the feet, deadly in pools of red blood. Daddy didn't give attention, no, and mommy was something mommy wouldn't wear. King Jeremy here again. Oh, they run his world, and Jeremy spoken last day. Jeremy spoken last day. Really, I remember we was picking on the boy. Seemed a harmless little fuck. Oh, but we unleashed that high head, cast his teeth and bit that races made his breast. How can I forget when it hit me with a surprise there? My door left him, oh, got wide open, just like the day, just like the day I heard. Daddy didn't give attention to the fact that the boy was something mommy wouldn't wear. Oh, King Jeremy the wicked, oh, they ruined his world, and Jeremy spoken loudly. Jeremy spoken loudly. Yeah, I'll leave it at that. I got the whole like try to forget me, try, the whole thing down, I think. But obviously I had it down so much that after I fucked up the first verse with you all watching, you heard me fuck up the first part, I got it right the second time, but I was too worried to do that at that point, to do the whole, try to forget me, try to erase me from the blackboard, That thing is like, it's talking about a kid that like blows his brains out, and, the fucking blackboard. Man, it makes me feel good. The whole Brit MCJK, because here we go. This is my last rant. And when this is over, I probably will play a bonus tune for you all. I don't know. It's completely up to you all. When we get toward the end, I'll probably ask now. If you want to hear me end with a tune, just press 2. If you want me to go stick a 6-inch dildo up my ass sideways, press 1. But here's the thing about the midterms for me. Can't wait till they're over. Can't wait till it's all over. I'm going to vote for John Jones. Looks like Debbie Stabenow is going to beat John Jones here in Michigan because nobody knows who John Jones is. Helicopter pilot, Marine, upstanding citizen, father of a couple kids, Republican, black as the ace of spades, and more beautiful in la mar en la mañana. More beautiful in the ocean in the morning. The guy is great, man, in every way. He's eloquent, but they're holding him down in this state. The power of the unions in the state I'm in, never really talked about them. But people want to say that the Democrats ruined Detroit. Yeah, well, they kind of did. But the Democrats ruined Detroit with the help of the unions. When the unions said they wanted something because they were, I mean, you hear the Democrats talk about the NRA and, oh, it's such a powerfully huge lobby. No one can stand against the NRA. Man, are you kidding me? What about the teachers union? It's fucking huge. And what about the National Auto Workers? United UAW, United Auto Workers, of which my father was a member of for today died. And anyway, they turned their back on him. They were willing to forget about people like my dad that lived too long in order to offer people that were there better something or other. Not the same, because they already had the same. Already made more adjusted for income than my dad did. The whole 9 yards. They just wanted more. And they didn't care that it was at the cost of their brothers that were retired. They didn't care. They should have died by then. Nobody was supposed to live to be over 80 like my old man. They were all supposed to die before they were 72, 73. They were supposed to retire, live 5 years and die. And bloody lot of them did. Damn lot of them did. A lot of the boys were afraid to retire because they felt like if they retire, they're going to die, because that's what happened to everybody else. And you know, there's a big thing for men. When it comes to, say, loggers and miners in northern and central Michigan here, where I'm at right now, 150 years ago, man, they were hardy men, very strong, but they died really young. And the best science can say right now is the reason why is they never changed their lifestyle. They never changed what they ate and drank. So they worked the mines, they logged the woods, they worked very hard, 10, 12, 14, 16 hours a day, 7 days a week, sometimes for 2-3 years. These men would. They would work. Every day was $1, whatever it was, they would work. But then when they retired, they kept on eating the steak and eggs for breakfast and giant lunch, you know, but they weren't doing the same thing. They have heart attacks, they have strokes. You know, we feel like a lot of these things are new diseases too. One of the new things for mankind and the mass numbers we see it now is, well, I guess it's two things. It's cancer and obesity. You know, we got a lot of obesity. Now, I'm obese. I'm over what you would call, I mean, look at that. You can see that. You can see it move. When I slap my gut and you can see something move in my chest like that, that's not a good sign. Really isn't. But did we have this epidemics of obesity and cancer? Those are the things that have changed. I would say that most of it is from what I was talking before. We have been inundated with soy. You know, I'm not trying to be funny either. I'm trying to say soy boy. I'm saying we've been inundated with soybeans. We've been told that it's evil, wrong, unhealthy, unethical, immoral, unsafe to eat meat. First, it was like beef because they fart and they take a lot of diesel fuel, and you feed them a lot of corn and whatnot. And it's true. It takes you 8 pounds of grain. It takes you 8 pounds of food, corn and grain, to get 1 pound of beef. That's true. That's true. But isn't there some days that you would trade 8 pounds of corn for a pound of hamburger or whatever, a nice steak? There's days I would do it. I did it today. Grass-fed's the answer. Man, I said I was going to just do it while the music is playing, but I'm doing our bong rip. Because I don't have anything. The whole what I was trying to get to is the whole Brett Kavanaugh thing. It just like took a little something out of me, man. I'm sick and tired of politics. I want the midterms to come and go. Yes, I care. I want the Republicans to win. But unlike the left, look, don't get me wrong. Nobody took this out of context. But I almost want the left to win, because look at them, man. You can really tell it hurts their feelings when they lose. I mean, honest to goodness, can't you? They go through fucking riots. Did you see the shit in front of the damn Supreme Court? They were like screaming Black Lives Matter. What? Please, someone tell me. Please, God. Look, there's 11 of y'all now. 22 eyes, 22 ears. More importantly, 11 minds right now. Let me ask you people something right now. What on earth does Brett Kavanaugh have to do with Black Lives mattering or not mattering? Someone please tell me. Anybody. Black Lives Matter or don't matter, Brett Kavanaugh. Does it have anything to do with it? Black Lives Matter, Brett Kavanaugh. Racism, Brett Kavanaugh. Any kind of why would you shoehorn? Where is it coming from? Does this mean that every single conversation I ever have with someone, as long as I'm an anarcho-capitalist, which to them is someone really, I'm an alt-right to them, which I don't even know. I'm not even positive what that is. Is that like, is Tim Pool alt-right? He's not alt-right, is he? No. But let me ask, what's the other guy's name? Oh, I have a complete brain seizure, even though I just watched a couple of his videos and I know who the fuck he is. Anyway, there are alt-right people, but I don't know any of them. I mean, more people get accused of being alt-right than actually are alt-right. What up? Hail, Tim Tarbox. Good to see you. Hail, Ain't Jack. Even though I usually don't mention people at this late date. But you two brothers, man, I always mention when I see you, if I see you. In fact, I'll read this because Ain't Jack. This is not scripted. I have no idea what these lads are talking about, but I know Ain't Jack usually has something wise to say, so I will attempt to read Jan post from Ain't Jack. Maz, you can't synthesize first 2-3 week of mother's milk that provides most of babies' immunities for the rest of their lives. So there you go. It says, Maz, you can't synthesize the first 2 or 3 weeks of mother's milk that provides most babies immunity for the rest of their lives. Even milk after that can help reinforce the immune system. That is amazing. And I happen to know that there's been numerous studies to show that, a lot of them trying to disprove that fact. They want to show that lactal, secretions from the Homo sapien female to the Homo sapien offspring makes no difference in nourishment or in, later immune functions, immunoreaction, if you will, then give it formula or synthesize. They know, man. They know that if you are breastfed, if your mother, lactose secretions from your mother to you, it's going to help you. It's going to make you stronger. It's going to help you fight disease. And also, let's face it, who doesn't like a nice breast? Just suckle. My Lily dog still suckles. I'm surprised she's not suckling back there right now. Male, female, we all do. And it's nice of mother to, during that time of our life when we're orally fixated, to give us the breast if she would. And allow us to suckle. If she would, now, this is my hypothesis. Bear with me. You can disagree if you'd like. But if mother would give to her children that breast at that time of need, that time of oral fixation, it may stop evil in the future. I'm trying to think too. I don't want to be specific, but I will. What I mean by evil, it may stop people from having the desire to kidnap, to hold captive, to lord things over. A lot of times orally fixated people, you see it thrown on tongue in cheek about, oh, they smoke, and so they must be orally fixated. They play the trumpet. And you think orally fixated means a girl wants to blow you. Nothing to do with it. It's a developmental, it's a Freudian, according to Freudian philosophy, it's a developmental period in the child. That's it. Period where you're anally fixated, orally fixated, where these things are the important thing to you, derive the most pleasure from these things. And yes, get on the mother that while the child is orally fixated, allows the breast, and gives succor to her youth. because in doing so, man, and I'll get on to some other comments here. In fact, that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm so stoned. I'm going to talk about what y'all are talking about. I'm going to go back and look at some. You're not used to this either. You're used to me just sticking with probably what I'm saying a lot of times. But I'm going to go back and look at what you're saying and take a comment on it. But I not only agree with Aunt Jack on a factual basis that mother's milk is better sustenance for the human baby because it will grow up with a better ability to fight off attacks, bacterial and viral, from the environment. But I also think that mentally, so physically it's better for the first reason, and mentally I believe it's better because at that time of oral fixation, mother offers the breast and baby is nurtured and is able to suckle. And isn't that what we all want? It's what the left appeals to. It's what communism, socialism appeals to. The great teat of government. When mother and father can no longer provide for you, we put you through university. We've guided you through your lower studies. Now you're an adult. We put you to work in a factory making bombs for the state. We give you your very essence and who you are. Man, you know. Do we really want to suckle from that kind of teat? That the price of the suckling is near our souls. Even if it's not your soul, it's the collective soul. That's the price of communism. It's far beyond just political. Don't let anybody tell you that. That's why it was so big in the 80s. Communist pig. I grew up like, hey, we hated commies. We'd like fight, and we'd call each other commies when we were fighting. Like kid from across the block, walking the block, you know, you get a little scuffle with him. You commie pig. You know, you treat him like he was Nikolai Volkov. And, you know, Randy Savage, boom. Dropped the elbow on his ass. And it's true. I mean, there's another good example. But I better not get too much more than suckling. So y'all got that point. Excellent point there. Ain't Jack? Excellent point. Right here. Tim Tarbox says, Ogre will be considered all right in journalists' eyes by association. Ogre spoke to Failure Accomplished once, who spoke to Andy Worski, who spoke to Richard Spent. You bastard. You know what? Tim Tarbox. How could you dox me like that as a alt-right? I didn't even think about that either. And I've spoke to Andy Worski. Are you kidding me? And I've never spoke to, so I got even closer. But yes, you're right. Failure comes for the Tonka saw. You know, and these boys, I gotta say this too. These boys, crazy. You don't get along with them. Disagreement in a lot of different ways. Piece of shit. Probably in my mind, I don't really care one way or the other about them, whether they prosper or suffer. I don't care. And I'm sure it's mutual. But, man, I would call Tonka Saw a lot of things, but not alt right. Nope. No way. It's like the A word. It's the N word for white people. I wouldn't call him alt right, man. Neither Failure. He's not even white. He's like a spick or something. But I wouldn't call him the A word. I said spick though. Wetback? What do you call him? He's a big fat. He's a Cubano, a negro, one of the negros. I think. If he's Cuban, he is. If he lived in Cuba and he looked like he does, he's a negro. They put him into work camps. That's Nazi free. Y'all know Nazi free is. Press 1 for Nazi free. He rocks, man. I tell you what, Nazi free is fucking badass. He's a Blanco. He's a fucking whitey. But his parents were in a concentration camp. Forget about that. Cuba, concentration camps. Oh, socialism, communism. I'm going to stay there for a second. Tim Tarbox, I blame you because you got me back on the topic. No, they ain't fucking all right, man. I'm not all right. All right? Oh, my God. And that is how they get you. Guilt by association. It's all guilt by association. Here we go. Straights of Mail says, yes, I do understand where the vegans are coming from, but where they're talking about cruelty, but that would be big corporate farms, not small farms. Well, let me address this straight to the mail if I may. Here's the problem with vegans. They're all veganed up and they're talking about how they hate cruelty to animals. Unless they're getting hand-picked or plowed by a horse, and that still kills a lot. If they're getting anything that comes from a farm that uses machinery, man, I'll take some sweeping pictures one day. My cousin runs Marsh Farm here in Central Michigan, and they got 2,800 acres or more, somewhere between 2,800 and 3,200 acres. And I go in my backyard and look, and it's just prairie wide fields. When they bring their combines and plows and harrows across that, it's killing moles and voles and squirrels, ground squirrels and mice. And if you go deeper than that, the slugs and worms and grubs and the life that they're killing when they're plowing is what I'm trying to tell you. But people think that it's just bugs, and that's why behind the plows, seagulls, man, they know when it's plowing time. No one really knows that because they can't see them from where they really come from. Where I'm at, we're about from Lake Michigan and Lake Huron. Either way, we're at least from Lake Huron, we're about 35 miles, I'd say. And then the birds are here because the voles and moles, that's what they're really here for, not the worms. They're here for the little critters that live in the field. And man, I mean, you think about cornfield right now. My cousins would tell you, when they're going through there, a lot of times there'll be an older deer or, when they know it's there, it's too late. They fit it with the combine. It's ground that mother effer up and splow. It's done. It's over. So when someone tells you, oh, I'm vegan because I don't want to kill animals, you eat plants. Machines kill billions. Billions. Not millions like cows and chickens. And I guess chickens are up in the B now, but there's only maybe 1 or 2 or 3 billion chicken. It might be 1 per human being. I don't know, a year. There's a lot of chickens that get killed. They're little and they grow fast. Chickens don't mind. That's why that's why they're here. We live and we die. We have a lifespan. I want to speak reason. We have a lifespan. A cow has a lifespan. A cow, a heifer, a freshened heifer, and you could have for 5-6 years and she can give you good milk. And then you've got a good burger cow. A beef, a nice steer that you castrate. When it's young, a beef, it's got an 18-month lifespan. And then you butcher it and you turn it into meat. A stud bull, a really good bull, and that bull could live to be over 20 years. Could live. And that's its lifespan. Human beings, 80-ish. We all have our lifespan. We all do what we do, and then we expire. What's the difference? If it's a chicken, what's the difference? I'm going to go this far. What's the difference if it's a male chicken at a hatchery, they sex it, see it's a male chicken, and throw it right into the grinder that grinds it up into fertilizer and feed? Yep. That chicken was just hatched out of the brooder, out of the incubator, living for maybe at the most just minutes, a day. I think they got to go a day because they'll get puffy. 1 to 3 days. Once they sex them, that's it. Them on their shoulder, ground up. And you know what? I think I'm wrong. I think it's minutes because they send them to me from Denver. And when I get them, they're 3 days old. It takes a day and a half to get here. It doesn't take long. They sex them. If they're females, most of them make it. If they're males, you got to ask for them. I feel good too. When I always order at least one. I want at least one rooster, whatever breeds I'm getting. I got my breeds down too, folks. It's tough now because I'm going to start quarantining. Over the fall, I've got to make 4 pens. I'm going to make 4 pens, so I got 4 roosters. Because I've got a Barred Rock mix, and I have a Rhode Island Red mix, and then I have my pure Australorp. And then I've got another one that's just Australorp and Barred Rock mix, but it's not quite. I mean, like the Barred. Anyway, if anybody cared about any of that stuff, they could ask me about it. I don't want to talk about the farm right now. About done. About out of here. Been a good time. I'm glad Kavanaugh. The thing is over with. Yeah, I'm glad he's put forth as the nominee. I'm glad he made it, whatever you want to say. But I'm glad it's over with too. It's been hell, man. It's been something else. Ma says we talk about things from the past, yet we couldn't find examples of these topics still going on around the world now. Oh my good gracious, I see a bunch of damn ones. That's such a problem. I asked this shit, and now I see all these ones. Anybody that pressed a 1, tell the stupid laughing ogre what the hell the 1 was for, so I know. And I'll just completely blow it off. Wasn't that far ago. It really wasn't that long ago. It's raining now. It's getting to be fall here, and I'm happy. The change of weather, change of seasons, it's twofold for me. It messes with my sinuses. But man, I love the difference. It would be so boring if it was the same old fucking thing. I ain't doing no 24-hour stream, motherfucker. I already did that once. I'll never do it again. I would only do a 24-hour stream in conjunction with 1 or 2 other people. You know, I do 12 and somebody else do 12. But Lady Fairfax, good to see you, young lady. Good to see you. It's excellent night tonight. As I was saying, fall getting close to the end, but I mean, what the hell? I'll try to stay a little longer now. Lady Fairfax is here. Kind of have to. Almost have to. I had a couple technical difficulties earlier. Yeah, I've only been here, 86 minutes. It was an hour and a half and 90, right? It's been an hour and a half. Boy, that's good. That is so good. Red Truck Cabernet Sauvignon tonight. Exquisite isn't the word, but it's good. Good, I think, is the word. So anyway, I'm kind of running out of things to say. There's a bad virus going around. We're all just getting over it. 4 weeks of coughing. I was coughing earlier because I was smoking marijuana. I haven't gotten sick from a virus or anything like that in a long time. Years. Last time I got ill, Lady Fairfax, I got a flu vaccination. Not even shitting you. In fact, I got sick 3 years in a row. Every one of those years, I got a flu vaccination. Before it'd been like 6-7 years, I hadn't had one. No flu, nothing, no bad cold. And 3 years in a row, flu vaccination. Within a month, I got a flu. Be sick as shit. I don't go nowhere near vaccination anymore. My lady works in a hospital and has to wear a mask, like a dust mask, for as long as they tell her in the beginning and end of the year. So fall and spring. And it's usually a couple months each time. So 4 months of the year, she wears a mask the whole time she's working, because she doesn't take they cannot force an employee to take the vaccine. Can't do it. And she won't take it. She's not going to take the vaccine. She works, like I'm telling you, she works at a hospital. She knows it's not a good idea. We figured that out by trial and error. And she just knows it. Lily, dog, leave me alone, girl. If you want to go pee, go pee. The door's open. Go. Get. She's an asshole. It's raining outside. Ooh, I didn't think about it, though. I guess jumping over on a slippery porch, she might bust her ass. That'll teach her. Oh, no, I'm not Lady Fairfax. I'm not. I'm on a fun little tangent. I'm going to do another bong swat. I figured since you're here, I'd try to pick a song you might like. Maybe one that won't get me another copyright strike. I think I might have played 1 or 2. I played some that were, they don't like. There's some that I figure, there's some that I play that they'll take me right down. So I just got my flute. Oh, hey, and Tim Tarbox. I don't know, man. What do I know, dude? I'm just spouting conspiracy theories, bro. Don't let be psychosomatic. Don't let the psychosomatic thing take over Tim, because it's who knows, man. It could help some people. I'm not gonna go there because, like I said, just got it. Whatever, man. I mean, it's like, oh, I've never had a strike, Lady Fairfax. Let me put it another way. They give me notifications, but sometimes when I get some notifications, it's like, we're not giving you a strike, but it's taken down worldwide, where nobody can watch it. It's private, and so that's what I try to avoid. I've got this folder open though that I have labeled "Show Music," and I'm pretty sure that almost everything in here is completely legit. Let me try one right here. And I'll do a bong swat. Come back and give you my last go around. Oh, I got it right here. Where is it? Where are you? Oh, there it is. Let's see here. Let's see here if I got flow. All right, here we go. Yes. Love the flow.
69. Now it's time for new, believable people, and we must do it. If we don't control insiders, this will be over and over. To lead by an any big fat love, find common ground to halt the spread of lies, and we must do it big fat love, find common ground to halt the spread of lies, and any America first. America first. Non-fatal. We want to build a much better, believable people, and we must do it non-fatal. Communication very much higher. America first. To lead by an any insiders fighting for insiders. Time to stop. Insiders fighting for insiders. More of insiders fighting for insiders. Time to stop. Insiders fighting for insiders. America first. Love the flow. 69. Now it's time for new, believable people, and we must do it. If we don't control insiders, this will be over and over. To lead by an any big fat love, find common ground to halt the spread of lies, and we must do it big fat love, find common ground to halt the spread of lies, and any America first. America first. Non-fatal. We want to build a much better, believable people, and we must do it non-fatal. Communication very much higher. America first. To lead by an any insiders fighting for insiders. Time to stop. Insiders fighting for insiders. More of insiders fighting for insiders. Time to stop. Insiders fighting for insiders. America first. Love the flow.
Yeah, that's a good one. Always like Pogo. They're up there. I would never have known who they were, of course, if it wasn't for Crowder. Louder with fucked up Crowder. But boy, they're good if you ask me, man. Oh, good gracious. I'm going to play one more. Anybody that wants to come in and help me with my final word. No, it's all right if you can't come, Jensen. Just keep stroking it. Stroke it a little slower. Get some Vaseline. Probably help you. And you're going too fast, probably. It gets, I mean, you know, because when you 3 or 4 times a day, get up over that level and you get into 5, 6 times a day, you got to kind of ease back on the strokes per minute count. That's good. It's fine, dude. I mean, it's fine with me if no one comes on. It's just it's going to be where I've been on for a minute. Some folks are coming into the chat. And it's cool that I can talk to you all, but it's also cool. I mean, I know people chat, they start talking. Did you see May trying to dance? Yes, I saw that. It was very, very funny. I don't know if that you would consider that what she was doing, even attempting to dance. I'm really not sure. I don't think it would even be attempting to dance. It was something. That's for damn sure.
Wake up, it's fun.
Reach the wizard.
It's fun. Wake up,
Reach the wizard.
it's fun.
the wizard.
It's fun. Wake up.
Reach the wizard.
It's fun.
I have spent from first thing this morning until literally just 2 minutes ago, non-stop, I've been on my phone all day. I've had people who are serving for our armed forces ringing me and contacting me non-stop. People telling me about the morale in the armed forces. People, before I go into it, let me just read this one. I sometimes wonder if the top brass, who are like politicians, who, in comparison, this one being told as well from the members of the armed forces, who have never been on the battlefield, who are highly educated, who are more like politicians than soldiers, if they are really that out of touch with the feeling of their troops. It's like our politicians. They're that out of touch with how we think and how we work. And I think it's just, from talking to everyone, it's exactly the same in the armed forces. They have come crushing down on a young recruit. A young recruit who's been in his training process, who's been getting screamed at as he works as hard as he can. And he's probably had, as the other lads have just told me, he'd have had dark times in that training process where he thinks, is this what I want to do, as he struggles with his training? And he's prepared and was willing to give his life to the armed forces. And some privileged man at the top has decided that because he shared a selfie, that he can take all that opportunity, all that life that he was going to lead away from him. Now, whether they are that out of touch, if you can read any comments, I'm reading all the comments. Read the comments from members of the military, ex-members of the military. I'll read one here. Tommy Robinson has more support in the British Army than Theresa May. Be warned, if you start to prosecute soldiers for their support of him, you'll see something happen you cannot control. As a former British paratrooper, I'm telling you straight, we underwrite you. He then goes on to say, in a democracy, TR should be allowed to say what he wants to say based on his own experiences. None of the soldiers, trainee or otherwise, are entering some dodgy parallel political force. They serve the crown. But attacking them because of a picture with a British citizen. Really? Now, what they're saying is, because none of them have backed this up, I've actually got it on authority and I've got evidence of this, that today leading members of the military have been briefing all of their soldiers all over the country to tell them that they're not allowed to follow me on Facebook. And any of them that want to share my views, there's no place for them in the army. What are my views? No one can tell me the problematic thing it is that I say or do that causes this problem. This is simply dancing to the tune of, I saw Majid Nawaz actually commented this earlier. He linked the Muslim Council of Britain are the ones that the British Army are dancing to their tune. They're the ones that are sacrificing this young lad because of their complaints. Actually, in the briefing, the representative in the army said that they have to keep the Muslim community happy. They have to keep the Muslim community happy. So this young kid, his career is taken away from him to keep the Muslim community happy. Because, of course, we can't allow for them to be unhappy. Now, one thing I've taken from today, which is actually, I think, is quite dangerous and it's not good. I'm a British citizen and I think that we have to have a strong British armed forces with great morale. I have been on the phone non-stop hearing horror stories of the feeling amongst members of the armed forces.
the feeling, not just over this, but this could be the final straw for a lot of them, that they feel. I'll actually just tell you exactly what this lad just said, and I know that him and all the other lads are watching this. So, all right, lads, how you doing? And we'll catch up at some time, but I'll just you might lose your job for it. So he said that if we went to battle, if we went to war again soon, then he believes many people would not go to war. Many of the people who are serving have had enough. And that maybe they could send the silver-spooned leadership who are currently sacrificing this young man and the young men that would be on the front line, maybe they can send them over to handshake Mohammed or Abdul on the other side and meet them. They're actually quoting his words. But I just think that it's a very dangerous situation and you want to have a strong armed forces with a strong morale, and they're understaffed, undermanned, treated like shit. And now when you mix all of that with the political correctness in the middle of it, the British Army are young, or have always been, predominantly tough, working class, English men. That's what they've always been. That's what they are now. No matter what way they want to paint it, no matter what way they want to do it with all their inclusive diversity and flying rainbow flags from all the military barracks, there's always been gay people. And no one's against gay people being in the army. But this massive push and drive for LGBT, and not just LGBT, but transgender, all of this within the armed forces, which is a predominantly, as I said, a tough, straight, working class force of men ready to fight to protect all of us. And the morale, even on just their recruitment videos, and I know there was a big backlash then because I received thousands of contacts and emails from people who were fed up, people who actually wanted to leave. I actually had some people saying that the armed forces wanted to strip their forces again by another 10,000, and the easiest way to do that was their recruitment videos, because so many young men would just say, I've had enough of this now, which this incident that's just happened today would add to that. But that's it. I just wanted to, I think the more people I'm speaking to in the armed forces, the more people I'm speaking to find out, and I just wonder if really this decision, just like the decision to imprison me for giving facts that were already in the public domain, that hugely backfired on the establishment. Hugely backfired. I think this decision is going to hugely backfire in the process already. And I know that by the contact and the amount of serving soldiers that are constantly contacting me. One serving soldier today has been fired and kicked off of his barracks because he contacted me. You can't fire and kick them all off and sack them all, because I mean literally hundreds and hundreds are contacting me today. So, yeah, I just really wonder if you're really grasping the feeling in amongst your own recruits. Again, good night, and there'll be more updates tomorrow. We're at 107,000 signatures on a petition in less than 24 hours. That's huge for petitions, as far as petitions go. Huge. Bigger than most of the top petitions that get headline news everywhere. So, and you've already seen the...
Yeah, man, it's been great. Tommy's definitely speaking the truth there. I'll give him a long time to say it. And it's been a good time here with y'all listening to me rant and rave about sometimes something and sometimes a little bit of whatever. But now I just realized that Mad Dodge Productions is on. Go check out the Red Eye. Let me get a link. Some of y'all are probably already over there while you're here, knowing you bastards. I bet I could catch Lord Quinn over there. What do you think, Lord Quinn? I'm not gonna look. I'll look when I leave. No, it don't matter. It's actually kick-ass if he is. He moderates left, right, and center. Let's see. Oh, wow. I didn't mute it yet. Oh, yeah. It's jumping over there, folks. A few people over there. If we all could just swing over to Red Eye, tell them that Ogre sent you. Tell them that you were just here and that you got a link to go over there. Because if you were having fun here, Temptar Box, you were asking about this the other day, and I left you a link, but it was after the fact. And I don't know. This is how I get a hold of you, Temptar Box. So that's the Red Eye. Click on that link when we're done here in like 1 minute. Go over there, check that out. Red Eye is really good. They're really good. Outstanding crew of people because it's ever changing. You got your hang-arounders, of course, the host, Mad Dodge Production, Mad Dodge himself. Then you have Cabbage Patch Bastard, MCJK. I mean, you have some old standbys that are there. Those are three. A lot that have been there for a while, come around a lot. And you find some other people that are just very interesting folks talking about who knows what. So you'll see me there in the chat. Once again, Tim, everyone else that's here, Ain't Jack, when I see you over there, Maz, hopefully see you over there. You got the link. I'm going to send it out again. Tell them over there at the Red Eye that the Ogre sent you. And we're going to have a good time. We'll, who knows? I really do want to go see what they're talking about, too. So before I leave you, I want to say, here's to your families. And remember, be good to your friends. Be good to your family members. Be good to your loved ones. Be quick to say you're sorry. Be even quicker to accept an apology, especially when that thing your friend, your family member, your loved one has done seems to be so huge, you'll never be able to forget about it. Because constant viewers love you too, Temptar Box, at a time you think not. Your friends, your family members, your loved ones, your life in the Red Eye stream itself will depart from you. See you on the Red Eye.